Conventional wisdom is that the WWE Champion is the promotion's top draw. However, as we're about to see, there have been some WWE Champions whose box office capabilities were dismal. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at WWE Champions who never drew a dime. Number 1. The Ultimate Warrior. No matter how popular or successful a promotion's world champion is, the fans are eventually going to tire of them, and any savvy promoter will groom a new champion. That happened when Vince McMahon saw the popularity of the Ultimate Warrior, preparing him to take over for Hulk Hogan, who was enjoying his second reign as WWF Champion. The two met in a rare face versus face match at WrestleMania 6 that saw the Warrior do the unthinkable, pin Hogan clean and become WWF Champion. Unfortunately, the Warrior had big shoes to fill, and he couldn't just match Hogan's box office success, partly due to the lack of quality opponents, and partly due to his extremely limited moveset that made Bill Goldberg look like Daniel Bryan. The WWF chose to bring Hogan back, but first it needed a transitional champion. Number 2. Sergeant Slaughter. Enter Sergeant Slaughter, the former All-American hero who Vince McMahon decided to turn into an Iraqi sympathizer during the 1990-1991 Persian Gulf crisis. The tasteless angle led to Slaughter defeating the Warrior for the WWF title, with Macho King Randy Savage lending a helping hand, or more specifically, a ruby scepter to the Warrior's head. Vince McMahon's eyes filled with dollar signs at the thought of his real American Hulk Hogan challenging the turncoat Slaughter at WrestleMania 7. Regrettably for McMahon, three things got in the way of McMahon selling out what he thought would be 100,000 seats at the historic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Number 1. The fans' disgust with the tasteless exploitation of a war. Number 2. Slaughter's Brontosaurus-like movement in the ring. And number 3. The Allied coalition dispensing with Iraqi forces long before the showcase of the Immortals. This resulted in the WWF moving the show to the much more smaller Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, where roughly only 16,000 plus fans could attend. As bad as Slaughter's short reign was, the WWF kept him in program with Hogan until 1991's SummerSlam. Number 3. Diesel. As bad as times were, nothing compared to 1995, the year Kevin Nash, better known as Big Daddy Cool Diesel during his WWF run, wore the WWF belt around his waist. Business was so bad that year led to the book Titan Sinking, The Decline of the WWF, a look at the tumultuous year of 1995. Whether it was Mabel becoming King of the Ring or any other booking mishaps, the WWF could do nothing right in bringing in the fans to the arenas. Like any WWF champion, Diesel deserves part of the blame for the poor houses, but it's hard to recall such a poor time creatively in the WWF's history. In a 2016 interview with JBL, Nash dismissed the claim he couldn't draw, arguing that no one could draw in the WWF at the time, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and many other top stars. Number 4. Bret Hart. The excellence of execution defeated Diesel in 1995 Survivor Series main event, winning his third WWF Championship. However, not even the Hitman could turn business around while carrying the WWF banner. Pay-per-view buy rates continued to suffer while Nitro laid the smackdown on Raw seemingly every week. It would be some time before a WWF champion was able to turn things around for the company, and while Hart's first 2 reigns as WWF champion had been successful, this one was not. Number 5. Shawn Michaels. While the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels would enjoy successful WWF championship reigns, his first one did nothing for business or television. A troubled reign saw WWF fans turn on Michaels, jeering him while he played a babyface. In his memoir Heartbreak and Triumph, the showstopper admitted, "All the work I was doing didn't matter. Business was down. It was all about ratings and pay-per-view buys now. I may have been delivering in the ring, but as a champion, I was not delivering the bottom line." There were several reasons why I think the company was not doing well financially. The first had to do with our overall presentation. We had gotten rid of the dentists and pirates, but we weren't yet cutting edge. We weren't quite up with the times, so our storylines didn't resonate. We also didn't have many bona fide stars on the roster. WCW had most of them. We had great talent, but most of it hadn't yet been established. Number 6. Psycho Sid. 1996 saw heel Psycho Sid defeat a babyface Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series, blasting Michaels' manager Jose Lothario with a TV camera and doing so again, this time against WWF Champion. Despite being a heel, Sid's actions were well received by the fans who cheered him on. According to James Dixon's book Titans Shattered, McMahon chose Sid to defeat Michaels because Sid's intense persona, dripping charisma, and imposing physical presence had resonated with a fan base desperate for star power since the departures of Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and the Ultimate Warrior, not to mention the hiatus of Bret Hart. Sid was just a tonic, and with each passing week, McMahon could audibly hear the volume of the reactions to him swelling. Nonetheless, Sid's WWF Championship reign was troubled, partly due to the WWE's failure to capitalize on his popularity, keeping him as a heel despite the fans' support. Number 7. The Undertaker. The Phenom has never been a type of wrestler who needed a world championship, but that hasn't stopped the WWE from putting the belt on him several times, including reigns with the WWE Championship and its World Heavyweight Championship. At WrestleMania 13, Taker defeated Psycho Sid, proving not even the Undertaker's supernatural powers could help the WWE during one of its lowest points in the Monday Night War. The dead man would hold the belt until SummerSlam, losing it after 133 days as champion. Number 8. Eddie Guerrero. Sometimes a fan darling wins the big one, only for the title reign to fizzle out. After years rebuilding his life after battling personal demons, Guerrero's victory over Brock Lesnar was seen as vindication. While Latino Heat continued putting on outstanding matches, something was missing and pay-per-view buy rates didn't jump, nor did TV ratings. In fact, both went down and pressures mounted on Guerrero to carry the SmackDown brand. He asked that the WWE take the belt off him, leading to another unsuccessful reign by our next wrestler. Number 9. John Bradshaw Layfield. Following many years as Bradshaw, the beer-drinking brawler who co-owned the Acolyte Protection Agency alongside Farouk, transforming into a Wall Street tycoon who flaunted his wealth while beating down opponents. The character showed promise and the WWE chose to put JBL over Guerrero, giving him an extended title run. Unfortunately, the reign did not get over with the fans, and only late in his reign did buy rates and ratings go up. It's arguable that JBL was finally getting over as a heel, but conventional wisdom is that fans were tuning in because it seemed John Cena was due to defeat JBL. Even JBL himself considered the title win to be a stroke of luck. I got the WWE Championship, I was older and I had been around for a while, and I already thought my career was over. I had torn my bicep, I had 2 hernia surgeries. I thought my career was over and all of a sudden, a little luck happened again for me. Kurt Angle had gotten hurt, Brock Lesnar had left the company, Big Show was out, they needed somebody to wrestle Eddie Guerrero in about 6 weeks at the Staples Center, and it was just luck and it got thrust upon me late in my career, and because of that, I think I appreciate it much more. Number 10. Chris Benoit. The Canadian crippler slowly worked his way up into the WWE main event, but even when he won the 2004 Royal Rumble, the WWE seemed to lack confidence in him despite putting the World Heavyweight Championship on him at WrestleMania 20. Arguably the biggest example of the WWE's lack of faith was how it repeatedly put Benoit into triple threat matches with Shawn Michaels and Triple H in WWE Championship matches. In fact, Michaels was added to the WrestleMania 20 title match, a sure sign that WWE didn't think Benoit had the legs to carry a top match. Perhaps the WWE was right, as Benoit's World Championship reign didn't deliver at the box office. As one analyst has noted, the wrestling business was already in decline when Benoit won the title, and it continued to dive off a cliff once he was on top. Every pay-per-view with Benoit on top did lower numbers than the same offering the year prior, with around 50,000 fewer fans watching each subsequent show. Benoit held the belt until that year's SummerSlam, losing to Randy Orton. Number 11. The Miz. While there's no denying The Miz's current success and popularity with the WWE Universe, The Miz, while over, wasn't at the same level he is now when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase to win the WWE Championship. The Miz defeated Randy Orton, holding onto the belt for an uneventful 160 days. Pay-per-view buy rates continued going down, as did the WWE's ratings, and even though The Miz headlined WrestleMania 27 against John Cena, The Miz largely served as a supporting role, setting up a feud between John Cena and The Rock. There's no way this reign could have even come close to awesomeness, and it damaged The Miz's career. Fortunately, The Miz was able to rebuild his career through hard work and determination. Number 12. CM Punk. Although CM Punk enjoyed the lengthiest WWE Championship reign in the modern era, 434 days, his reign did nothing to improve the WWE's ratings or pay-per-view buy rates. Punk was involved in some exciting storylines, but they failed to translate at the box office, leading to questions why the straight-edge superstar wasn't delivering. There are at least two viable explanations for this: the WWE keeping Punk's title defenses out of the main event, and fan burnout with the WWE product. Nonetheless, the champion deserves credit for when things are going well, and blame for when they aren't. Number 13. Seth Rollins. After winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 31, Seth Rollins enjoyed a lengthy reign as champion, holding the belt for several months until he suffered an injury at a house show in Dublin, Ireland, tearing several ligaments in his knee. Rumour has it that WWE was going to keep the belt on Rollins until WrestleMania 32, but it's hard to imagine why, as ratings and pay-per-view buys declined as Rollins' tenure as champion continued. Number 14. Sheamus. The Celtic Warrior's fluke wins, such as his WWE Championship victory over John Cena in a tables match at 2009's TLC, or his WWE Championship win at 2010's Fatal 4-Way, did little to establish him as more than a guy who happened to be in the right place at the right time. Putting Cena through a table to win a belt at TLC and relying on the Nexus to pummel his opponents at Fatal 4-Way led to Sheamus being seen as a weak champion. Fans didn't buy into his reign, and it showed both in terms of TV ratings and pay-per-view buys. And number 15. Roman Reigns. By now, the pattern of steadily decreasing ratings seems to follow many WWE champions, with Roman Reigns being no exception. Although many of our recent picks seem to have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, i.e. a stagnant wrestling promotion with no legitimate competition, Reigns' title runs have been problematic due to the WWE pushing him so hard that the WWE Universe pushed back with boos. Even so, Reigns could not get over with the fans during his time as champion, and it showed. There you have it, guys. 15 WWE champions who were box office duds. Did any of these surprise you? I'm sure CM Punk did, but let us know your comments down below, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.